ignore that one because, yeah. This is the latest version that we played, and we maybe ended in day 31 or something. I don't know. But this world is exactly 5 megabytes. Yeah, exactly. 5 megabytes. Okay, the last live, I only got maybe like 5 subscribers or something. And it's still, the farm did not grow. And how about my tree farm area? Okay, nothing's happening, so let's go to check. Yeah, it's just a basic house. But let's add these. But let's add some torches. Well, not a lot, but actually placing that. Okay, voila. I forgot about that. We're in 1.1, baby. Yeah. Okay, can I shift now? Well, not right now, but let me check options. Yeah, it does not have crouch yet, but maybe it will be added soon. And if I... Wait a sec, it's day 32. I have to... Let's go back to the other version. So when it reaches day 33, I will update for real. I think, okay, it's day 32. Get out of the way, pig. He's not a pig. This is not a pig. This is a cow. Get away, cow. Let me check. Oh, it gives me a seed. Oh, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Well, good thing I have a ton. Damn it. Wait, I have a stone hoe. So, let's plant these, and I'll keep it. Okay, if someone chats, I'm going to make them in the viewers list, except for ones that already chatted before. Like, here are the lists that they already chatted. Polishal Nordic, Official YT, Michu923, oh hey, Sylvia Goska 7163, okay, Nicola, I'm Chipper Bro, Victoric, Martian Pie, Nicholas Gavor, Shlabla Mordaby, Katarzyna Mary, Flymaster FN0, and Jolanta Nadas, EAP. Let's add a sign there. Okay. Let's move. Oh, hey, Ricky Mercer Barnanovsky, J46. Okay, please stop saying how much. You meant how much the viewers? Right now it's 13. It will be included you. Yeah, I have a ton. I have a ton of just cobblestone. And boom, a stone pickaxe. Wait, I'm stupid. I was supposed to make an axe, so do that. Okay, now we're good. Let's get it with an axe and build even more wood. Hello, Antony123H2T. Okay, let's... Let's add even more. So this is going to be the best. Hello and thank you. I'm going to place them on this. Hey, przemianek styczniskich 90. 19, okay. Okay, and Tony 123 H2T. Nice. Okay, I need oh no. I need more signs. And more signs than ever before. What? I don't understand. Remigus Barano. No. Baranovsky J4Q. Yay! I need even more. Wonder what happened to Item Cipher. Okay. Make sure they're an exact. Okay. So let's add a torch from there and there. Nice. We have now 15 total viewers. No way. Okay. So it's day 32. I accidentally switched to a new update. I have to update in day 23. I mean 33. I think the day actually ended at 31, I think. Okay, now there should do. And I am going to okay, now I don't know what to do. I think I could get more wood. I'll do that. Let's break this crafting table. Oh, let's get even more wood. Yes. Yeah. Oh, hey, Gugu. Lisa P7753. Just getting a lot of wood. This is one of the most YouTube is broken, and I have no idea why. YouTube is broken, and I have no idea why. Why is it out for a review? It's just nothing. It's just sending text. Like, how stupid is this? I need even more signs. And a lot of signs. Already 3 signs that can't be stacked. Like, what? Getting even more, which is oak, goose, PP. I mean, girls, PP, 775. I did not meant to say that. Sorry. Sorry, I did not say that. I was not supposed to say that. Okay, it's just a gray house. Okay. It's not done yet. I need wheat. Free wheat to make bread. Obviously. I have millions. Wait. I'm going to add a door. Yeah, it's just a door. Okay, I need more view area. So that is what I'm going to do. More ladder. More ladders to make it like this. Okay. Now let's add fences. Let's have millions of fences. Yeah, that's a lot of sticks. I'll add this. Why is it always normal? And make sure it's always peaceful. I have no idea why that happens. Okay, so to help it out, I'm going to add a crafting table in it. Let's add a lot, and a lot of fences. Hey, editor Kovalchuk K5. I'm going to add you on the viewers list. I'm going to add you first right now. I just need to make this cool looking viewing area. Oh, great! I can't believe I've already lost my fences. I'll just get some wood. Let's get a lot. Let's get a ton. Nice. Well, I need more, obviously. Oh no, it's getting super dark. I need to. That's better. All I have to do is to add some torches on these fences. Oh, you can't place them on the fences. Boring. Okay, I'm going to add a set. Okay, I'm going to make a sign saying the best viewing ever. I'm doing it quick. The best viewing area ever. It's going to say the best viewing area ever. Don't dig straight down. I think I needed to add this thing. What am I thinking? Oh my god. Wait, I can just... That's so messed up! You can climb you can have a 1 block gap and then go into a ladder. It doesn't have a ladder, but it is. So yeah, that is this thing to not. Now you don't need to waste a lot of, okay. A lot of ladders. No way. Okay. We have now 17. Yeah, just 17. Wait, I forgot to add this and this. Okay, this is what the viewers is. Oh wait, I have to add another sign to make it view. What's the name? Viewers. Okay, I'm going to add viewers. Another sign saying viewers. This is viewers. I have no idea saying another one. You shouldn't just moderator just handle this. I have no idea why this happens. I can't hide it. Like what? Okay. I like millions of chests there. Yay. Why is it not? Why is it not? Like, what the? Like, what the alpha is wrong with it? I just need to find wood. I just need to find wood. Like, what? I can't find any wood. This is the worst thing. It's too many emeralds going in my farm area! No! No, 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 no. Oh. Okay, let's add millions of sticks. Well, not millions of sticks, but adding sticks. So, no. Okay, I gotta say. So, no any mobs can go there. It annoys me. Like a lot. That will be the rest. Wait. I never did that. I need a lot of fences in there. So I need to get wood, but the problem is it's nighttime, so I can't see properly. If I get out from the viewing, I'm blind. The only thing that can recover this is the torches. So I don't know what to do right now. Plus, I don't have anything. I don't have torches unless if I craft them. That's fine. 16 torches could not be that bad, right? This is the dangerous gap. Okay, you can go there. Yeah, this is the dangerous. This is the one wrong step. Oh hey, I'm Cypher, you're back. I haven't seen you in this live since almost 20 minutes. Hey there, I'm Cypher. Welcome back. Wait, I can just do this to my inventory. Okay, that's a lot of sticks. Like, wow, what the hell? That should be that much. That's it. Oh, hey, you were outside for just 20 minutes straight. Okay, let's make these fence. Okay, I'll add something but this area just ruins it. So I am going to oh yeah, you were 40 minutes. It's in outside while I wasn't recorded. Dang. This is the non-recording part, and it was like 40 minutes, right? Oh. That should do. No, but this is not cool. So I'll break those torches and then add it to the wall. Oh my god, every single day. It just... Come on. And there's one torch. Okay, now I am going to put there so nothing will go wrong. Oh, you touched grass for just an hour straight. I'll add some lights to them and add a sign. Oh wait, the moon is about to set. It's going to be day 33, and I have to change my version to Alpha 1.1. I need to do this quick. Oh, I forgot I have no wood. Great. I'm not going to blah blah blah. Here it is in this Cipher, bro. I'm going to put you on this sign with a stone thing. Okay, just 1 sec. I'm going to have you can have this cool looking stone if you are chatting. Okay, you're now in this stone thing, and no problem. Switching versions time. Now this is Alpha 1.1. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. This is Alpha 1.1, baby. Yes. It took me like 33 in-game days just to get there. I don't know how much days until I have to get there, but special pages is going to come. Because there's these calculators. And it has been updated. So tick time conversion. So I've played this game. I played Alpha to 1.1 for measly 11 hours. 11 hours straight. I never knew I played that much. 5 parts. Just 4 parts and the now recording live. 11 hours. That was so fast. And yes, I think I won't brag. I won't reach a day long if I reach to beta. As beta 1.0. The official beta 1.1 version is the most weirdest thing I've ever seen. Weirdest Minecraft version. Because there is no text at all. I thought it was broken, but it was the worst removal in the entire game. It was added in the next update. After you noticed it, and this wouldn't happen ever again. A ton of chests is needed. I have no idea how many chests is because I lost count. Yeah, well, that's a ton of chests. Okay, 37. And if I add 10 chests to it, that makes it 47. Here's a ton of chests. Yay. Okay, I need flint and steel. Okay, there's 50. No! I'm drowning into the water. Okay, this flint and steel is saved. It's 2727. I was taking damage. It's 47. Wait. Here it is. Multi-click is back. It's in step 10 quadrigentable. Step 10 quadrigentable chests. That is almost ending. 47 chests in total. And my flint and steel is almost about to break. Now, all I have to do is to get more iron if the flint and steel is about to break. Yeah. I'm not going to keep mining unless if I find some iron to prevent my flint and steel expiring. And I need gravel. And, well, that was a great start. I need more sticks and more coals. Like, I have no idea why. Okay. Well, that was pretty quick. More coal. Okay, now all I have to do is to get even more coal. I can't reach high enough. More coal! More! More! Even more! Is it not end? Since when did that happen? Yay! Yes. Yes, I know. I freaking know. Oh, well, that's the shape of a ring. This is a miracle. It's one black gap, one slip, and I'm toast. I guess this is the ring, and this is the literal cliff. Okay, I'm going to remove this clip. Yes, I know, Michal _114. Okay, let's mine. Then as a last resort. So I hope I don't die. Okay, I need to mine a lot. No! Oh my god. I almost died. No way. I almost died to my death because of a cliff. How stupid I was. I was stupid. Wait, it's Catherine. That's the name? Catherine. Can't do that. Wait. Okay, there's this. I have no idea how it's getting just cursed and cursed and cursed. I'm not reaching that. Guess what? I will just get away. Yeah, I still can run. I can't run. I can't run. I can't crouch. And there's no hunger bar. Well, that will be good, so I don't need to eat like a million times. To just kill millions of animals. Like, oh my god. Oh my nutcrackers. Wait. Damn it. I don't have... Let's go, vroom vroom. Oh yeah, my axe broke. Let's go, vroom vroom. I'll go vroom vroom. I'll go vroom vroom. Now I have to suffer from slow. Because as always, you're just posting rule like every single time. Don't know it, so... Okay, I know your message is a bit... So look at that. 47 chests all at once. So I'll get millions of chests. And then we get millions of it. Yeah! XD high Javiga Gorilla. So let's just spare some. No. Now I have to send 3 signs. I need 3 signs. And I'm going to have some like stone ones, so. And I don't have an iron block, so I guess I have to force. No, wait. Thanks. Fine, I'll just. It's getting nighttime, and it's going to be day 44 once the moon sets. Yay! I'll just. I don't know. I think you're the new users. Let's do that. Yay! Let's get more wood. Yeah, I'm going to run out indefinitely. Oh, yeah. Let's remove that sign and move elsewhere. Viewers. Well, thanks for subscribing me. I'll just check my tree farm and oh! Not all 4 completed to expand. Like, oh, it will turn into just a tree farm area into a forest. Get axe. This tree farm area is I have no idea. I never see. I can't see. That's better. Yeah, obviously. Well, I have now enough wood that I can just... Boom! 53 wood! 53! People, most people... Your better is better than most people. It's most people, not most people's. That's not what you have to say. Why you're an idiot? Now I don't have enough. But wait, I could just have 4 sticks. And now I can have 4. And now I have 5. Okay, it's going to be Michal. Okay, and those are all the viewers. No problemo. Yeah, only one user has just that. Wood. Joined. Stone. Current. New live chat. That will be how it is. Okay, I need more. Oh no. Thing. Oh, it's finger scootering. Nice. And now I've run out. Now I've run out of room. Ugh. Ah, wrong way. Let's get it. No, wrong way. Viewers. Yay. Okay, now there are 21 viewers. Wow, that was a hot start. I'm good to okay, there's no Q&A, so wait, there's this. Highlight video, create highlight, green screen, flash, lightning, melting emoji. Also, because of your old account, iCypher I only have dogs, just dogs. Okay, flight master, I think. FM0. Because this is your old account, you'll also get this stone one. All accounts are allowed. Okay, now that's nice. Okay, it's going to be day 34 when okay. So at day 37. Okay, at day 37 I'm about to change to a newer version. There it is. I can now get wood even more. I thought there was a zombie, and I realized my world is actually peaceful, so no zombies can spawn there. I never knew that. Okay, so what can I do now? Just stay with this house? Okay, and there's also this thing which is the best viewing area ever. This is how far it is, and that's how the high is. Then this is the highest point in my house. This is the highest point in my house. Who the heck is Creve? Okay, is this your... What do you mean? What do you mean? I didn't saw your face. I did not do that. What? 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 What are you thinking? I have no idea. Okay, no. Okay, I'll just... Okay. Wait. Bombo the Olaf 1244 is here. Let's do it. Yes. Come on. Mine. Okay. It's now 34. It's 34 days. Let's mine this thing. And now. More. And then. More. Bow chicka bow. Yeah. Viewers. Oh, I forgot about it. I'll just. Bombo the Olaf 1244. Yes, that is right. That is completely right. There it is. Yeah. I mean, there it is. I said AS. There it is. I did not meant to say AS. Ass. I did not meant to say S. I was supposed to say is. How stupid am I? What? This is the worst mistake I did. This is the worst ever mistake. Okay, it's day 34, so I've played this game for 11 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah, 11 hours. Okay. I'm going to, if the moon sets on day 34, P-I-E. It's peace. Yeah. Wait. I need sand. Now that's better. I'll just fill it to prevent. Okay, that's nice. Now I can just get there. Okay, so just as like always, I'm going to make you play videos. Ignore that because this is Roblox. Okay, I'll check back later. Okay, check you back later. Minecraft. So what do you want me to play? Wait, I never knew. Facts. Here it is, the most longest one you'll ever see. 1,883 Minecraft facts you haven't known.
From realistic physics to removing all cubes, here are 1,883 legendary Minecraft facts. Can a ring of Enderman protect a villager by rotating an armor stand and spawning?
Stop staring at me.
Creates a perfect ring around the villager. But it turns out the Endermen aren't real protectors. They just teleport away when the villagers shoot, leaving the villager defenseless. When a mob dies near Sculpt Catalyst, it causes the sculpt to spread. However, most people don't know that Catalyst actually works in the end as well. If you set up a Catalyst and drop a ton of Ravagers using commands, you'll quickly see the end turn into the deep dark. If you give yourself a potion in creative mode, you'll get an uncraftable potion. But there is one place where you can get it. This potion can appear in survival in the achievement window for local brewery. Get off my chest! If a cat sits on top of a chest, you won't be able to open it. I said get off! This is a TNT slide. Flick this lever to spawn a bunch of TNT. The TNT is special because it will never ignite. It will just gently flow down until it starts bouncing up and down. The wave almost looks like a really long snake, and when the TNT reaches the bottom, it'll drop off to the void. Almost all of the Minecraft paintings are based on real art from Christopher Zetterstrand. His artwork is now one of the most exposed pieces since Minecraft has sold over 300 million copies. When Crying Obsidian was first added, it looks like this. However, the block ended up getting removed, and it wasn't until 7 years later that it got re-added with the texture we all know. If you're trying to convert your grassy lands to a snowy forest, don't manually place the snow layers. Instead, you can save so much time by using snow golems. Just spawn a few in and drag them across your field.
Wait, I don't have a shovel.
Snow golems is much quicker than placing the layers one by one. This is a creeper converter. When lightning strikes a creeper, it turns into a charged one. So if you build a chamber like this with a lightning rod in the middle, just throw a channeling trident at this lightning rod, and it'll light up all the creepers. And if you throw the trident again, it'll kill them all. What is the smallest gap you can walk through? We can easily fit through 0.9 blocks. But how about 0.8 blocks? Yep, still works. At 0.7 blocks, it starts getting tight. And by 0.6 blocks, we can't fit anymore. But if we increase it to 0.61 blocks wide, we're able to just barely fit through the gap. You can recreate this in survival mode using walls, fences, and slabs. To make a tight gap you can just barely fit through. Traveling to the center of this ice lake, you'll find a massive sinkhole. But there's something down there that's even more interesting. You'll find a completely intact igloo that somehow hasn't melted away from all that lava. You can create a mini-universe. Simply place some skull blocks down as outer space. Use a custom skull to be the earth. Finally, add invisible item frames with fire charges and firework stars inside for extra effects. Sand normally falls down, but if you place them on torches, they'll float. You can stack them up really high. And once you have a pattern you're satisfied with, just break the bottom torch and watch it all crumble down. If you drop a dripstone onto a villager standing in cobweb, the cobweb will actually save the villager. But that's not the only block that can protect the villager. Place the villager in powdered snow.
Oh.
It somehow protects it from dripstone damage as well. How about sugarcane? Nope, the villager dies this time. Okay, what if a villager is swimming in water? Yep, water will protect the villager from dripstone. This will blow your mind. If you drop a
Now that's better.
and push it with a piston in Java Edition, the sand blocks will just fall and transform into collectible items. However, in Bedrock Edition, something crazy happens. When pushed by a piston under the same conditions, the sand blocks move sideways, forming a massive, continuous line of sand. There were supply crates. During April Fools in 2011, Steve's supply crates were added. To open it, you had to visit the store, which had a bunch of strange items from keys to a creeper saddle. But if you tried to purchase any of it, a dinosaur would appear. The Steve crate was a parody of the man supply crate found in another game called Team Fortress 2. If you get shot by an arrow in Java Edition, the arrow will get stuck to your player model. You'll even start to look like a porcupine with all those arrows. However, in Bedrock, the arrows don't attach to the player, and you just take damage. This is an elite
Okay, logic. I'll be back.
just the bottom half of a bed. Next, you can combine it with some trapdoors and a banner to create a sofa chair fit for a king. In Java Edition, if you cast your fishing rod through lava and the bobber lands on a mob, nothing will happen. However, in Bedrock Edition, this action will cause the mob to catch fire. A giant crane can be built by combining copper trapdoors, acacia wood, and chains. Mixing the different orange blocks works really well, and this crane is amazing to have in your construction sites. Labeling your chest with item frames is pretty cool, but if you have a lot, they'll start to lag your game since they're considered as entities. A better idea is just using signs, because you can create text art with them to visualize what items are inside. You can even dye the signs to make them even more unique. Piglins are evil. and try to crush turtle eggs. So if you want to avenge them, you can place a turtle egg surrounded by lava. Trapdoors are also placed, so they think they can reach it. The piglins will try to break the egg, but end up falling and burning. This way, we will avenge the turtles, so it's not completely wrong. Wall jumping doesn't exist in Minecraft, but this is the next best thing. When wearing leather boots, you're able to safely stand on top of powdered snow. So with only a single powdered snow bucket and some boots, you're able to jump up this entire wall. Did you know you could use a fishing rod on a boat? But here's the twist. With precise timing, you can pull a boat towards you and hop in at just the right moment to fly. Back in 2012, you can create obsidian farms. A simple way to make this was by making a normal cobblestone generator and placing redstone dust where the cobblestone would form. I can see why this strange bug was patched. Llama spit can be very annoying, but it doesn't do that much damage. If you're a psychopath and want it to be even deadlier, you can place fire in front of the llama. Now when it spits at players, the spit will actually catch on fire, making it much deadlier. Have you ever noticed observers have a face? Well, it didn't always look like this. Instead of a face, there was a small sensor. But because both sides of the observer looked like a sensor, it was easy to get them confused. Luckily, Jeb kept getting confused too, and just added a face. Although frogs can't walk past a world border, they're able to stick their tongue out through it to eat a magma cube. Who would win, 1,000 pillagers or a single wither? The battle starts with the wither attacking, and the pillagers swarm to bring it down, even lowering its health a bit. But there's a problem. The pillagers are hurting each other, while the wither keeps regenerating. In the end, the wither wipes out all the pillagers and wins. Pressure plates offer a quick way to enter your house, but the downside is that mobs can enter your house as well. A much better alternative is this machine. Once you open the door, it gets quickly shut behind you. So there's only enough time for you to get in and not any mobs following you behind. This is a katana. To create it, put 2 armor stands and push blocks downward to get the holder. Next, push 2 chains on one side and the lightning rod on the other side to get your legendary katana. Instead of using TNT to launch you, have it launch an ender pearl instead. You won't take damage from all the TNT, and you will be able to send the pearl far away. However, make sure the launcher isn't too powerful, or the ender pearl will end up in an unloaded chunk. Before the world border existed, there were the Far Lands. It looks like a giant ant farm. That was way cooler than what we have now. It appeared 12 million blocks away from spawn and was well worth the travel. One player even spent 3 years traveling to the Far Lands on foot. That's next level dedication. This piglin is being tortured. Pathfinding in Java Edition prevents it from going through the rails to reach the goal. However, Bedrock piglins have smarter pathfinding and will just walk right over the rails. However, here's a mischievous trick. Tie the alley to a fence post. Give it an item, and then drop the same item just out of its reach. The alley will keep trying to reach the item, but will never be able to get it. Just kidding, I wouldn't actually do that. Phantoms are super annoying, so a lot of servers have them disabled. This means you can't get phantom membranes and slow-falling potions. Or can you? Because there is one other way to get membranes, but it uses one of the least mechanics in Minecraft. First, you need to tame a cat, and when you sleep, it will have a 70% chance to bring you a gift in the morning. The gifts include items like string, feathers, rabbit's foot, or even membranes. So if phantoms are disabled in your world, you can still get the membranes from cats. Will this chicken parachute work? Since chickens fall slowly, it makes you wonder if they can slow your fall. To test it, I gathered a bunch of chickens and then jumped off a tall cliff. Unfortunately, this cool concept doesn't work, and I ended up just dying. But if you give yourself the slow falling effect, it makes it look like the chickens are actually doing something. And it looks pretty cool. Did you know you can get command blocks in survival mode? Well, sort of. You can use map
I'm back.
looks like illegal blocks, such as command blocks and bedrock. These map blocks aren't functional, but they're a great way to shock your friends. Don't throw your trident! If you throw a trident in the end, it's easy to accidentally chuck it in the void. Even the loyalty enchantment can't save your trident from it. No, my precious trident! This is the most cursed way to break Minecraft. By using the no cubes mod, you can completely remove the cubes from the world, creating rolling landscapes, circular caves, and realistic trees. The mod transforms Minecraft from a block game to a okay, what is this? Bring me back! With 2 hangings off a tall cliff. Unfortunately, this cool concept doesn't work. I ended up just dying. But if you give yourself
Bye.
a falling effect, it makes it look like the chickens are actually doing something. And it looks pretty cool. Did you know you could get command blocks in survival mode? Well, sort of. You can use map arts to create what looks like illegal blocks, such as command blocks and bedrock. These map blocks aren't functional, but they're a great way to shock your friends. Don't throw your trident! If you throw a trident in the end, it's easy to accidentally chuck it in the void. Even the loyalty enchantment can't save your trident from it. No, my precious...
Wonder where is Polish Nordic official YT?
You can completely remove the cubes from the world,
Okay, I will do it after I will end the stream. But unfortunately, I'm about to delete it because it's been a long time.
Skeletons kill me. You're able to shrink skeletons down with the slash attribute command, and they look so cute. However, when you enter survival mode, the skeletons will still shoot regular-sized arrows that hurt like normal. Having a trap door at the top of your ladders used to be a pain because you couldn't climb up them. However, in version 1.9, this was changed, and now trap doors could be climbed if directly above a ladder. This allows us to create cursed ladders like this, where a ladder is alternated with a trap door. You can even take it one step further and create a two-sided ladder. Make sure not to flip the trap door though, it'll break the ladder. There are 4 enchantments you can put on the fishing rod, but how about the carrot on stick? When you try to enchant the carrot on stick in an enchanting table, nothing will happen. But on version 1.8.2 pre-6, there was a glitch where you could just combine an enchanted fishing rod with a carrot, and the enchantments would actually transfer. Corner glass panes are broken. When you press your body against the edge of it, you can actually reach on the other side and place blocks there. The same thing happens if you do it against an iron bar corner. Help! The house is on fire! Fortunately, in Bedrock Edition, if it starts raining, the fire will be extinguished very quickly.
I know what it is. It's going to be super creepy.
Firstly, in Java, rain also extinguishes flames, but it does so much slower in comparison. If you die on this strange Minecraft version, you'll be put in a limbo state where you'll be stuck inside your own body. Going into the third-person perspective, you'll see that your movements aren't attached to your character at all. Although you can't move around, you can actually attack yourself and get this cursed death message.
This is cursed.
TNT, it'll look like sticks of dynamite. Make sure you don't accidentally light the TNT though. While we're all used to wheat and carrot farms, how about cabbages? You can build this design by placing turtle shell armor stands on top of a daylight sensor. Next, push down a dirt block on top of them, and when you till the soil, the green helmets will poke up, looking like cabbages. You can spawn an iron golem upside down. That's what happens when you try to spawn 2 golems.
That's not scary music.
The top golem only ends up getting spawned. If you try to spawn 2 withers at once, only 1 will spawn as well. Grindstones and bedrock need a supporting block or it'll break. The cool trick we can do with this is
Wait, I have a cool trick.
and break the supporting
If you want to go down very quickly,
reaction. In versions up to 1.19.2,
Just
live sinkholes can
go to the top of the crafting table and then you're in, you're back.
features a spruce village
I mean, you're in now and at the bottom.
of a sinkhole. Nearby you'll also
I want to add this another one. I want to add,
files are missing. This strange update block used to show up.
I will add something.
Block edition, you can place it with the /set block unknown command. Although the block looks like dirt, shovels were ineffective against the block. Although this stone block doesn't look very impressive, we can level it up by just carving in some stone stairs and adding some buttons. We can turn the simple cube into a house I'd love to live in. Hitting silverfish will cause more to come out, so the best way to kill them is just by burning them with fire or lava. You probably know that certain blocks like stairs and candles can be waterlogged. However, in Bedrock Edition, you can also waterlog any portal frames, bells, beds, beacons, pistons, and even doors. The doors in particular are a problem because they can't be used as an air pocket when you're about to drown. Phantoms can be very annoying, but there's a way to keep them away without sleeping. You may know that cats scare away creepers, but did you also know that cats will scare away phantoms? Phantoms will stay 16 blocks away from cats, keeping both you and your sanity safe.
Would you look at that?
Inventory, you'll notice a
I am literally climbing up.
but I bet you didn't know
Yay!
it's actually functional. I always thought it was just a decoration, but it'll point you towards the world's spawn point. You can't grow any grass, just make a fake one, just by placing moss carpet on a dirt block. You can run experiments with a lab table. This block allows you to test different ingredients together, and when you combine them, you'll either get a new item or be left with garbage. The lab table plays a huge role in getting 4 unique items. If you shoot a bunch of arrows with your left hand, you'll see more arrows will land on the left side of your crosshair. This happens because arrows lead a bit left or right, depending on which hand you shoot a bow with. I always thought something was off. Snow golems don't spawn naturally. Well, they're not supposed to anyways. But there is a super rare occurrence that can cause them to generate. Enderman can pick up hunger blocks and theoretically place 1 on 2 snow blocks, creating a snow golem. But this occurrence is extremely rare. This is the most valuable Minecraft account. The account's dead mouse has 3D EM models coming out of the skin. It is completely unique and was a gift from the creator of Minecraft Notch. Most servers in Java Edition use the chest inventory as a GUI, but in Bedrock Edition, the GUIs are so much better. They have custom interfaces with custom icons. Instead of just using redstone lamps for headlights, place a button and then a glowing item frame behind it to level up your card. This needs spawn you're on a skull island. You're placed on top of a beautiful desert mesa with plenty of trees. And even a
I'll be back.
There's even a camel here. However, none of this is the coolest part. When you look at the island from the side, you'll see the skull. And when you head into one of the eyes, you'll find a lush cave that's spread throughout the island. Donkeys are awesome for carrying loot, but they're too slow compared to horses. But there's a way to get both storage and speed.
I'm back.
Horse and take donkey and
I'm back. I'm back.
Your beast mob doesn't spawn naturally and must be bred. The mule speed is between the donkey and horse, and it can have storage. When you lead a mob, it looks like the lead is attached to your hand, but it's actually not. The lead is instead attached to a small portion of your back. It looks very painful. Don't step on this TNT minecart! This is because it's not just one, but hundreds stacked into this one block. You're able to cram as many
He can see the shadow.
block, and when you touch it, the TNT minecarts will all go off together and launch you light years into the sky. It's not a practical way to travel since you have to get loads of sand, gunpowder, and iron for the TNT minecarts. But if you're creative, it's a cool experiment. Most players build huge and elaborate contraptions to crash servers. But what if you could do it with just a crafting table and iron ingots? Well, YouTuber Horizon lagged a pay-to-win Minecraft server doing just that. And also Flickr was used to spam the quick craft menu, which caused the entire server to lag and eventually crash. TNT doesn't explode in the water, right? Wrong! You can make it explode by placing
It's going to be day 35 once the moon's there. Where did the moon go?
water can be a pain because you have to pillar up from the bottom of the ocean. However, you can just use lily pads instead to start building from the surface. What happens if you light an end portal with bedrock inside it? Lighting end portals normally deletes all blocks inside, but bedrock is special and should be impossible to break. Well, it turns out the end portal is stronger and destroys the bedrock. Wither skeletons hold stone swords, but if you use commands to give them a bow, they'll shoot flaming arrows.
I don't know if I can give you a shout out.
These guys are
So, unfortunately, I don't do shout outs. Sorry.
200 chance of spawning in Minecraft. But did you know the blue variant isn't found in real life? It was introduced into the game following a suggestion from Reddit user Dark Ice Flame, and is supposed to be a reference to the water Pokemon Mudkip. If a honey block is near a bee's nest, the bees will occasionally fly close and attach to it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I don't do shout outs.
Fluttering its wings and attaches to the honey block. Using a dispenser, you're able to put mob skills on piglins, and it looks hilariously broken. Due to the piglins' large heads, parts of their heads protrude from the sides of the mob skulls. The scariest look is achieved by putting a dragon head on a piglin. Get away from me! Autocrafters lights up when you activate them, so by placing a lot of them, you can create a chasing light pattern. A super fun activity at the beach is volleyball. You can build a simple court using blue and red concrete. The net can be made out of cobwebs with fences to hold it up. For an added bonus, attach leaves to rabbits to make it look like ropes are stabilizing the net. This setup is mostly decorative, but you can install mods or data packs to actually play volleyball here. What would touching a creeper feel like? Well, Notch, the original creator, said that a creeper in real life would feel crunchy, like dry leaves. Ew. Under special conditions, mobs can fly using elytras. If you just summon a zombie with an elytra, they won't be able to use it and will fall straight to the ground. You have to specifically enable the full flying property. This setting allows the mob to use the elytra and glide towards the ground. It looks quite funky because the mob tilts its head upwards as it flies. It even works on mobs without minimal armor slots like
Yeah, try me.
all kinds of mobs gliding down
Up.
the sky. Steve is the most powerful.
It's day 35.
Uses the restroom, which is super weird. You can even eat a million cakes and nothing will happen. There were rumors and jokes of adding a toilet into Minecraft, but Mojang has said things like toilets are too realistic. Cattails aren't in Minecraft, but that doesn't mean we can't create them. Just place a support block, place some
Okay.
candles, and replace the bottom block with a plant of your
Bro, you can't see my face. You can only see my arms. I mean my fingers.
0.5 blocks high when a player is riding them. However, if you place blocks like trapdoors or fence gates above the water, the boat can achieve a jump of 2 blocks high with a player on board. This mechanic allows us to create higher boat jumps that
Oh my god, this shocked me.
spawning in occasional swamps. However, on this scene, hundreds of frogs spawn repeatedly across your world. Oh, there's so many! Lightning is the
Oh no.
down precious builds, but it also has a strange feature. If bamboo gets struck by lightning, it catches on fire. But if candles get struck, nothing happens. And if campfires get struck, a fire block is just on top. What in the world? Campfires are needed in any great build, but you can make them even better. Just place
I never knew my battery was like 3%.
burning coals what's behind the flames. This new arrow existed in the
Wait,
game.
no, you can't. No.
Was a reward item from Fletcher.
It's just a shadow version of it.
Effect, which would make it so you got better loot from fishing. Too bad you can't get this arrow in survival anymore. This shulker box is actually a secret entrance. In Java Edition, if you open it while standing on top, you'll be squeezed down into a secret.
I could give it
However,
something
this
like
doesn't
this.
work in Bedrock Edition. You'll simply be pushed to the side instead. If you're tired of normal plank floors, you can exchange them with beehives. This way you'll get more unique floor tiles compared to every other house.
I guess I'm.
Minecart rails. Just place trap doors and then rails on top. The doors can then be opened, and it'll look like the rails are floating. Make sure not to break one of the rails though, or they'll all break. Did you know
I have no idea how to.
spawn a villager on top of one, it'll speed around pretty fast. But if you summon some zombies on axolotls, they'll chase the villagers even faster. To top it off, summoning iron golems on axolotls will cause them to chase and take out all the zombies. This whole situation just looks so
Yeah.
Everybody knows about
I have no idea.
another illegal
Okay.
type
I guess I can.
It's called frosted
I guess the water bucket is not. I guess the water is not needed because I just noticed it has 40% of my phone.
Edition, you can just slash give it to yourself with commands. And when you place the block down, the frosted ice will crack away and turn into water. Well, glowberries are meant to hang off the ceiling. We can change that. Simply place a potted bamboo underneath a glowberry and you'll have a glowberry plant. If you build two end portals side by side and light up all the frame blocks, will both portals be activated? When you place the final eye, only one of them gets lit. You can change which one activates by changing the orientation of the middle blocks. Don't drink this milk! It may look like a normal bucket, but it came from a squid. In beta versions of Minecraft, there was a bug that let you mill both cows and squids. Ew. This next defense is unstoppable because Guardians have 100% accuracy and can be perched up on towers like this to create Tesla beams. Anyone who comes nearby will be shot down. Another way to create a great attack tower is with wardens. By using bubble beams, you can actually bring the warden to the surface and trap them in attack towers where they'll shoot the most overpowered sonic boom. He was tired of water freezing in cold biomes. You can try placing light sources like torches or glowstone, but they're ugly. Instead, you can use a waterlogged slab that will never freeze. But it gets even better. Kelp can also be put inside water, and it also will no longer turn to ice. I can't find any beehives. If you're struggling to locate the buzzy bees, here's how to spawn one in. Planting birch trees next to flowers actually increases the likelihood of a beehive spawning on it. Yes! Now I can enslave the bees to create a honey farm. You can crack
Okay, I have to just hold my phone.
with light and nether portal, but not in this version. In 1.16.4, just click this lever and you'll find yourself right at the launcher again. This is the baby villager in Java Edition, and this is what it looks like in Bedrock. Its head is so much bigger. Never dry your sponges to the furnace. Instead, use the scorching power of the nether to dry your soaked sponges instantly. You don't have to waste any fuel. Too bad it doesn't work in the end though. I learned the hard way. Gosh darn it! This is the fastest horse you can get in survival Minecraft. It zips around the environment at super speeds. To get it, you had to type the secret code, how do you turn this on? In the 2D shareware April Fool's update. Once you spawn the horse in, you can easily just update your world to the latest version. Now, while an elytra is still faster than this, I prefer the horse since we can actually explore the land as opposed to just flying over it all. In 1.20.2, you can now put up to 64 items inside decorated pots. Only one type of item can be put in at a time, and when you're done, you can crack open the pot with an arrow. Voice chat in Minecraft would be the most insane feature, letting you trash talk enemies or coordinate with teammates. However, a Mojang director said we have no plans to add it, as there are other services you can use. So it seems like we'll all still use our favorite voice chat service, Skype. Never use coal to smelt. Well, 9 pieces of coal can smelt 72 items. Converting them into a single coal block allows you to smelt 80 items. So you'll be able to smelt 8 extra items by just turning it all into a block. It's so worth it. When you place carpet on top of signs, the top of the sign will actually poke out. You can use this feature to create all sorts of crazy rug patterns or even make a realistic looking road. In Java, if you want to see what potion effects you currently have, you just check your inventory. However, in Bedrock, your effects aren't displayed here. So, where'd you find them? Well, Bedrock actually has its own separate potion menu, which you can access by pressing Z. It shows all of your active potion effects and how much remaining time they have. I personally prefer the Java menu because a separate menu for this is not needed. needed. Smooth variants of blocks like quartz and sandstone have a higher blast resistance than their normal versions. For example, smooth quartz has a blast resistance of 6, while the normal block of quartz has a blast resistance of 0.8. You can get smooth blocks by putting the normal blocks in a furnace. You're able to send entities like boats and sheep through the end portal. Dream even sent Prime CNC.
But now, oh yeah, I have a bigger problem. My battery is very low, so I can't
Dripstone like this
make it like
into the
that.
end portal and go through it. The dripstone will load in and end up killing you. Take Skulk Waves 3-dimensional. Just create a giant cube of Skulk sensors.
Yeah, this annoys me like a lot.
Outside and just drop an item. It will create amazing 3D waves all across the cube, and the sounds of the trapdoors closing are so nice. When you kill a fish, it'll drop a fish item. However, they
Well,
actually can drop
maybe I can do it upside down, but
salmon,
this would be
cod, tropical
stupid.
fish, and pufferfish will have a 5% chance to drop bone meal. So if you're dedicated,
I can't because I have to hold my phone. Like,
but it'd be
so
very
sorry.
Minecraft doesn't have many placeable foods, so let's make our own. Just place red coral into an item frame and yellow coral on top to get spaghetti. We could also use armor stands and block displays to create a turkey. This looks so pretty. Penguins are in Minecraft. The Education Edition has various subject kits from science to history that players can learn from. One of these kits is called Frozen South, and it adds penguins to the game. This is way too cool. Stop using fences. Instead, you should use trapdoors, because by placing them around mobs, you'll create a barrier that you can walk over, but the mobs can't. These sheep are not very smart. Can iron golems see invisible zombies? Golems will normally come after and attack zombies. However, if you splash a zombie with invisibility, the golem will just ignore it. Well, until the zombie attacks him. Then the zombie will get destroyed! Right now, we're able to craft leather horse armor with just 7 leather, and the other variants have to be found inside a structure chest. However, back in this snapshot, when horse armor was first added, they could actually be crafted with just 6 minerals and 1 wool. You can craft iron, gold, and diamond armor with this recipe. However, in the next snapshot, the recipe was removed. If you look really closely at a water bottle texture and then compare it to a honey bottle texture, they'll seem almost identical. However, the honey bottle is actually 4 more pixels fuller than the water bottle. You have access to every single element in the periodic table. These elements are very important. They can be placed as blocks or even used as giant signs. By points with your fist, they break instantly. However, they're most
So you can
important
just-
is for creating the new items and chemicals. When you load
You just
the world,
check the view, and while it charges my phone.
structures. Blue means water. This is the full color chart. So next time your world is loading, keep an eye out for interesting chunks. Phantoms spawn when the player hasn't slept for 3 nights, but they surprisingly can't spawn in Mushroom Islands as well. However, be aware that as soon as you step out of the biome, if you haven't slept for those 3 nights, phantoms will spawn in. The smithing table.
Well, here it just says,
resembles a
okay,
workbench.
it actually says orientation is locked. Please rotate it back. So you can't do that, unfortunately.
It must have seen
My phone must be vertical.
update to the version we're all more familiar with now. Everyone knows fire burns forever on Netherrack, but there are 4 other blocks this happens on. The first 2 you probably know are Soul Sand and Soul Soil, which create an eternal blue flame. The third block with infinite fire is actually magma blocks, and the last one that is a bit more unknown is a bedrock with crystals in the end. This is ridiculous! In the bedrock edition, you can just place a block right in front of you to bridge. It's so overpowered here that one user is able to bridge while moving forward on a horse. Okay, come on! Fences are the strangest blocks in Minecraft. You can't jump over
British.
them, but when you make
Like
them
British.
taller with a carpet or trapdoor, then you can jump on it. This game is so weird. No, my armor! If you just took full damage and were worried about losing armor durability, you don't have to worry. Your armor also doesn't take any damage from being on fire, suffocating inside a block, elytra collisions, entity cramming, ocean effects, and powdered snow. So, next time you're in an awkward situation, you can be at peace knowing your armor isn't losing durability. Farmers can create an easy rug. There is a much better way. Just place some corals on top of waterlogged slabs to get fluffy rugs. You can even mix and match different color types to create beautiful rug patterns. If you want to melt ice or snow, most people use something like a torch. But now there's something even better, a heat block. It's a way to melt snow and ice without creating light. So if you're trying to make a mob farm in a cold biome, this block is amazing for not having the water freeze by constantly alternating the type With day to night with commands, many
The
villagers
tree.
dance in and out of their beds. Unfortunately, on Java, the villagers don't react quick enough to create the same effect. Minecraft bees are massive compared to real life. The bees in Minecraft are as large as chickens. They're more like birds at this point. Mojang has said that the bee's body size is final and won't be changed. So we're trapped with these terrifying creatures. Fightable mobs like horses and llamas can naturally regenerate hearts, but it's very slow at a rate of 2 hearts per minute. However, one mob that regenerates extremely quickly is the Elaine. They regenerate 2 entire hearts per second, and it's so fast that it can't die from drowning, powdered snow, or even suffocation. You're too powerful. If you name a Vindicator Johnny, it goes crazy and attacks any nearby mob, but it's actually pretty useful. You can use this crazy Vindicator to attack animals and create a passive mob farm. When you attach a sign to the wall, it might appear to be placed on it, but if you look closely, there's actually a small gap between the sign and the wall. The small gap can even be right-clicked on to add text there. Check out my bed setup. It includes a dispenser firing arrows right on the pillow. In Bedrock Edition, you can sleep undisturbed and wake up unharmed. But in Java, the arrows will hit you and wake you right back up. Please just let me sleep. Have you seen those stylish villager outfits? Hooks on their heads and fur coats. Who designed those cutting-edge fashions? Mojang revealed villagers were inspired by a Gucci fashion shirt. How did villagers end up better dressed than me? The void is the deadliest thing in Minecraft. It will kill you no matter how much armor you have. But there is one way to survive it. Enchanted golden apples. This player successfully survived 100 days in the void by filling up shulkers and his inventory with enchanted golden apples. Zombies have a secret ability. They can call other zombies within 100 blocks to help in a battle. Within seconds, more zombies will pursue you. Damaged husks, drowned, and zombified piglins have the same ability to call other undead zombies. So make sure to take them out hastily. But if you want to completely escape civilization, you need this scene. When you spawn in, everything seems normal. But if you just turn around, you'll see a tall, steep island with a vertical cliff face. At the top of the island, you can find lush jungle trees, along with a jungle temple. Don't go near igloos. Well, at least with a bad omen effect, because some igloos can be detected as villagers. This can happen if you kill the zombie villagers beneath the igloo. Ah! I don't have any items! On a sunny Minecraft day, you need to have a barbecue. Just use auto crafters as the base. Surround it with trapdoors and place campfires underneath. Utensils can also be placed on the side to cook the meat with. Trial spawners are meant for dungeon battles, but they can also be used as storage crates. To create it, simply dig 2 blocks down. Place a daylight sensor, a smithing table, and then your trial spawner. Next, dispense an armor stand into the side and equip it with a helmet. Finish it off with a pressure plate and you'll have a crate to store your gear. Screaming knocking players off cliffs, but most people don't know that goats also attack armor stands. So we can set up a barrier preventing the goat from knocking the armor stand off, and it'll keep trying for the rest of its life. Or even scream in frustration. If your friends are constantly showing off their water bucket clutches, a funny way to prank them is by replacing the floor with slabs. In a water MLG contest, using slabs will cause the water to go through the other side, catching them off guard. Did you know it's possible to make an Ender Dragon farm? It works by shooting an arrow at light speeds using TNT and killing the Ender Dragon in a single shot. It's pretty overpowered and can be used to farm experience points. Boats are great for traversing large bodies of water, but did you know they work even better on ice? Boats travel at incredible speeds when gliding on ice. You can construct pathways of blue ice in the nether to speedily move between locations. When you Riptide Trident into an entity, it'll do the same damage as a melee attack hit, which is already pretty powerful. But here's a secret trick. As you launch yourself, put some tricks to your sword. Now you're charging your mouth with all the enchantments of your sword, like Fire Aspect and Sharpness. It's the closest you'll get to a Fire Aspect Trident, especially since sword enchantments can't be applied on them. The only downside is that this method uses up durability on both your trident and sword, so use it wisely. You may know jumping onto the spikes hurts you, but what if you reverse it? If you jump on a slime block and smash your head against dripstone, you won't take any damage. My head hurts just looking at this though. In Bedrock, you're able to push chests with pistons, so a cool trick we can do is splitting apart a double chest. It feels so cold doing this thing. What causes the biggest explosion? End crystals, withers, maybe even TNT minecarts? Well, there's actually none of them. The largest explosion comes from fireballs, because unlike other explosions, you can set the explosion power using commands. It's so powerful that they can even blow up water. Let's set the power too high and your game will crash, so be careful. In Java, name tags don't work on armor stands, but in Bedrock, they do.
Welcome back, Jadwiga Gorilla.
Upside down. Minecraft used to generate create 2-block-tall obsidian walls around Spawn. The walls would intersect at the center of the world and were added for experimental purposes before coordinates were added. When piglins enter the overworld, they quickly turn zombify. However, a cool trick we can do is dispensing a piglin head on top. This feels so wrong though. Mobs in Java aren't able to pathfind over rails, which means hostile mobs won't cross them to attack you. However, in Bedrock Edition, mobs are programmed to be smarter. They can easily walk over the rails to reach you. You may know you can type special characters into signs, but a cool trick you can do with this is place this square symbol at the edges of the sign. It'll look like the sign is nailed down and make a door seem barricaded. Minecarts are great for transporting entities across your world, but there's a way to make them even better. If you put a boat in a minecart, you'll get a 2-person minecart. This way you'll be able to control it while carrying the mob behind you. Where's the ice cream? Any water party is an ice cream stand. You can build a simple one using just some concrete and banners. To create the ice cream dispensers, use wool, levers, and flower pots. You can also create this alternate design that switches blocks on top of armor stands. The helmets sort of look like ice cream flavors, and if you add some
Yeah, I don't.
much better. Applying bone meal directly to netherrack has no effect. However, if you bone meal netherrack next to either crimson or warped nylium, the nylium will spread to the netherrack. If both types of nylium are next to the same netherrack block, the transformation is random. The netherrack could turn into either crimson or warped nylium. If you want to ride a horse, you'll need to use a saddle, right? Well, not exactly. Only Bedrock Edition, skeleton horses are tamed by default and don't require a saddle to control. To open the secret door, you have to throw a trident against the wall. This is because a trident enchanted with loyalty is able to press any wooden button or pressure plate on the other side. It's quite cool how the spinning trident is able to still interact with redstone. If you're playing on Bedrock, don't have water near your tracks because it'll completely destroy your rails. But if you're on Java, water's not much of an issue because rails are unaffected by water and can even be waterlogged. My Java roller coaster goes through the ocean. Rolling lets you fit in a 1-block tall space, but if you try to squeeze through a slab, you won't fit. This may seem reasonable, but if you use snow layers and stack up gradually, you can actually enter the same space. I'm feeling claustrophobic. Will lava turn waterlogged blocks into stone, even if they contain sea crops? The results will surprise you. In Bedrock Edition, lava transforms.
Why are you speaking gibberish?
In contrast, in Java Edition, lava appears.
You're in time for a bit.
This feels illegal to look at. This wall seems perfectly normal. If you use a magical wand on it, the bricks will move apart, revealing a secret entrance. This amazing contraption was made by McMackenstein, and once you cross the entrance, you can close it up, ensuring no one follows you. How do you die in spectator mode? Mobs can't attack you, and TNT doesn't move you. So how? There are 2 ways. If you fly all the way down below the void, you'll meet your end, but also you can just use the /kill command, but that's cheating. If you break a
Stop it.
it actually plays the same.
Okay, now add a new rule to the. Now update the rules. Now, no gibberish allowed.
Find a snowball of a group of wardens that all huddle towards the sound and form a circle with their antennas lighting up in a ripple pattern. I think they may be getting annoyed.
Hey, I'm Cypher. Update now. Update the rules. Now with no gibberish allowed.
TNT to explain. Foxes can
Okay, I'll wait for a moment.
When foxes leap into the air to attack chickens, they won't always hit their target. Sometimes when they miss, their heads will be buried in snow. They'll have to wiggle their feet to get out. In giant spruce tree biomes, it's common to find very large trees. With these trees, you can make a simple platform using spruce wood. And on the inside, there's enough space for all the essentials. You can build this entire thing in under 5 minutes, and it looks pretty good. Most of the time, you'll spawn in a large area of land, but on this seed, you'll only have a few blocks to the tree. This seed is only for the best Minecraft players. A group of
Okay, now don't do gibberish.
a swarm, but what about Enderman? Well, according to Dinnerbone, the official name for a group of Endermen is called a haunting.
It's now pinned. Now you don't. Now don't do.
Well, they can
Don't type gibberish.
The berry bushes negate all fall damage when you land in them, so the bushes can be used to clutch. Bleach is actually in Minecraft. In real life, bleach is used for removing stains off clothes, and in Minecraft, it turns colored blocks back to white. Just apply it to any colored item and done. To create bleach, combine sodium hypochlorite and water in a lab table. Did you know it's possible to get slime balls in peaceful mode? Most people think that the only way
No
to
problemo.
is from slimes, but there is another way. Baby pandas have a 1 in 700 chance of sneezing and dropping a slime ball. Bless you. When you eat a cake, the hitbox slightly changes shape. Each cake has 7 slices, so you can stack a bunch of partially eaten cakes on top to create a super steep staircase. Walking up it is
Okay, now you don't. Okay, now you will not.
One of my favorite ways to travel. Inside of the Anvil Java in the GUI, but that item doesn't exist. However, the mace kind of looks similar to it. So by placing one inside an invisible item frame, the mace will look like a hammer for the anvil. Jumping, punching the air, and dropping items will all play unique sound effects in Bedrock Edition, but in Java, those actions make no sound. The /TP command lets you teleport around your world, but it can also be used to paralyze your enemies. With a repeating command block, teleport the player to the same coordinates, and they'll be stuck forever. Wait, how do I turn this off? Darn it, I missed my ender pearl! Crossing outer end islands is very dangerous if you don't have an elytra. You either have to bridge over the void, or toss an ender pearl to the next island and risk it falling short. Fortunately, snowballs have the same trajectory as an ender pearl. So try throwing a snowball first to see if it lands safely. Once you're sure, follow with your ender pearl to teleport across the void without worrying. Since armor stands are entities, they can be stacked on top of each other. This way you can make an armor stand seem alive, or even mix around different mob heads like a skeleton or a dragon. Enchanted golden apples in Bedrock Edition are actually stronger than the
It's now
Java apples.
day 46.
However, in Bedrock, they give regeneration 5. That's so overpowered. Iron golems have another superpower. They also don't take any fall damage, so you can launch them off a mountain and they'll be perfect. Falling carpet can only be used as furnace fuel in Java Edition. This means you won't be able to use a carpet duper to get infinite fuel while in Bedrock. However, Bedrock's furnace has its own advantages. It can use the beehive as fuel, while Java can't. Okay, that's not that good. The Boxers had a bit of a rough start in their Minecraft journey. Originally, their textures were all messed up when they were being coded. It was so wild that it was shared in a development video. If you lead a llama, up to 10 llamas will follow in a caravan. However, it's not just players that can create a caravan. When a wandering trader spawns in, it'll have 2 llamas on leashes, and any nearby llamas will get into a line. So, make sure your llamas are close up so a wandering trader doesn't steal them. If you name a rabbit Toast, it will change the rabbit's textures, but the reason behind this feature is actually quite sad. A Reddit user shared that he lost his pet rabbit named Toast about a week ago, and his family was really sad. He asked the developers if they could add his rabbit to the game so he could remember his pet each time he played, and the developers actually added it. Oh, that's so cute. How many bone meal do you need? If you've used bone meal to grow a sapling and it didn't finish growing, it wasn't a waste. Although the tree didn't fully grow, the bone meal decreased the growing time and it actually helps. So it's probably not a good idea to break and replace the sapling after using bone meal. What's the fastest way to loot a desert temple? Instead of slowly opening all the chests, break all but one of the TNT at the bottom and activate it. Once it blows up, you can collect all the items along with the extra blocks to tower out. Iron golems will take down zombies, but will it attack a giant? Giants have no AI and just stand there, but unexpectedly, Iron Golem will try to kill the giant. This is because giants are classified as hostile creatures by the game's code. Campfires are normally used for cooking food, but they have a much better use. You can actually place them in racks like so, and have them as shelves for your food. If you want to get elements without just spawning them in, you can use the material reducer. The reducer breaks down normal items into elements. Every single element is obtainable by inputting different items like glowstone, gold nuggets, and ink sacks. Certain blocks such as netherrack contain the unknown element with a question mark. If you take out a few elements, the item you placed in will be deleted, and you won't be able to input any more items until the rest of the elements are cleared. How fast do you need to travel to not get burned by lava? Let's start with speed 30. Surely that's enough, right? Wrong! What about speed 50? Nope, but we're getting closer. After testing different speeds, you need at least 62 to run through lava without getting scorched. But if you want an even cooler house, you can build straight into an ice spike. To get inside, you can create a bubble beam elevator blasting you upwards. It's especially good since most mobs will have trouble reaching you this high up. I'm unstoppable! When you log off while riding a boat, does the boat log off with you? I joined the lamp.
If my battery percent reach 9%, I will just charge it.
You can add this to your kitchens, and items can actually be stored in them too. Everyone knows evokers drop totems when killed, so here's a super cool MLG. Punch an evoker off a cliff and jump right after it. Just before you hit the ground, the evoker will drop the totem, leaving you at the last second. Watching it in slow motion shows just how close you came to death.
You shoot a firework into an amethyst block, it'll play a jingle sound. Cool trick is to face 4 dispensers into an amethyst crystal and play a lot of jingles simultaneously. You'll also hear a bunch of firework noises, but you can disable all the sounds except block sounds for a more satisfying experience. Turn off particles too, and the whole system will look so
I'll check you later. I'm Cypher.
facing more dispensers upwards into more amethyst
If
crystals.
you're back, then
By dropping an emerald
Okay.
inside a cage and giving an
Okay,
emerald,
back.
the ally will get trapped inside trying to retrieve it. You can can also drop an emerald under some lava, and the alley will burn itself trying to fetch it for you. Or my favorite method to torture allays is creating a simple water loop and sending the allays running in circles for all of eternity. TNT, slime, and honey blocks can be instantly mined. So if you're in somewhere like an ocean temple where you get mining fatigue, you can use the blocks to clear out the water and still mine the blocks right back up. Whenever a raid begins, villagers will rush to ring the bell. However, we control them by setting up trapdoors.
Oh, I'll end the stream soon.
Right into the lava.
But due to it being the weekend, I can't just make it more the most if I can. Okay, so for it, my lives will be ranging from 30 minutes to 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
Stone button blends in super well with stone blocks. So if you're trying to hide a secret door, a great way to do so is just hiding it in plain sight. With only a few blocks, you can make a time bomb. When the furnace finishes cooking, it'll update the TNT and blow up. By setting up this redstone contraption in this exact order, you can create the bomb. Set the timer with the amount of items in the furnace and break this lever to point the redstone at the TNT. The change is so subtle that Minecraft doesn't realize the TNT has a redstone pointed at it. Once the furnace finishes cooking, the TNT updates, causing it to explode. This aquarium works without glass, but simply place stairs at both the bottom and top like so. Next, waterlog the bottom stairs and then add water to the top stairs. Finally, fill the center with seagrass to create some source blocks throughout. Fish can now
Okay, I'll end the stream of how ChatGPT will say. I'll end the stream. I will end the stream if the time hits 2 hours and 18 minutes.
Even if you didn't touch that one specifically, this mechanic is crucial because it allows us to create fully AFK gold experience farms. Silverfish love to be annoying, so I trapped a ton of them in this obsidian box.
Okay, now I have to hold. So, okay, now I have to hold this.
Stretching from the valley floor all the way to the mountain peak. If you travel east through the valley,
Unless if so you can just check the view.
sideways. How is this possible? If you launch fireworks from inside a water stream, their trajectory will be altered. This technique allows you to create a spread out firework display. What if you throw an ender pearl before sleeping? Will you be teleported out of the bed, or will you just keep on sleeping? I tried it by throwing a pearl and getting in my bed super quickly. However, when the pearl landed, nothing happened, and I just kept sleeping until morning. Those are my items! Are your friends always looting your chest? Well, you can use maps to hide them. Place a map over your chest, and you can click the edge of the map to access your chest. My valuables are finally safe. Snowballs don't damage most mobs, making them amazing for annoying mobs. In this case, you can build a small room where the zombie will never be able to reach the golems. The zombies will be whacked in the head with snowballs and unable to stop it. Or you can just trap a zombie and surround it with snow golems. It will be
Now you will just watch the view.
They hear one coming, they all scatter into their homes, and some villagers will even shake and sweat in fear. Minecarts are able to snap to rails below, even if a block is in the way. The minecart can snap through blocks like slabs, soul sand, farmland, and even chests.
Okay, if I do bathroom breaks, I will just disconnect the charger.
Excellent option for secret storage. You can cleverly hide barrels among
I said a bathroom break.
even just putting barrels underneath your chest.
Bathroom break. You can just watch that video.
Valuables hidden right beneath them. Underneath this cave is something you'd least expect. Somehow a desert temple generated 80 blocks beneath the surface. You can even transform this place into a secret bunker. Using the /item replace command, you can place a spyglass on your head slot and it looks funky. Then when you use a spyglass regularly, it'll look almost like you're holding binoculars. Well, sort of. Bamboo usually grows in large groups, but if you just want a tiny garden, place them in rows like this and have a chain going above so the bamboo doesn't grow too high. You can even use a debug stick to chain some of the bamboo to sprout leaves. Torches have to be attached to a block, or or they'll break. However, using commands, we can fill a large section of torches floating in the air. This can also be done with beds and even doors. When you activate a piston, check out the extended region. In Java Edition, the extended region looks fairly normal. But if you activate the piston in Bedrock Edition, you'll see that the piston rod looks a lot chunkier. The next time you build a dark wall, try adding some cartography tables for added detail.
I'm back.
Compared to the horizontal lines, so you can create some interesting appearances with this. This is an invisible elevator. From the outside, it looks like the player is just flying upwards, but behind these map arts are honey blocks and the bubble column. The elevator works because honey blocks are slightly smaller than a full block, so your hitbox just slightly touches the water column. When you build a house, you make it oriented upwards, but if you're tired of this and want to surprise your friends, try flipping your house over. And extra dedicated, you can build a completely functional one like this. If you cook raw beef in Java Edition, its name will be steak. However, cooking the exact same item in Bedrock Edition will result in a different name, cooked beef. For some reason, all these blocks can't stop the skeleton from burning in the sun, but surprisingly, Cobweb keeps the skeleton safe even though you can see right through it. Or for a more classic phone booth, we can create ones with crimson trapdoors for the outside, and on the inside, an auto crafter is placed for the keypad and another one as the telephone. With just a piston, end rod, and some redstone, you can create the ultimate machine. Just put the sheep in a boat and activate the machine. But that's not all. You can also put the Dinnerbone name tag on the sheep. Getting skulk sensors can be extremely dangerous as they're located in the deep dark. Fortunately, there is a safer solution. Pufferfish! When anything moves near one, it instantly pops up in warning. And when it does, a hitbox grows just enough to activate a tripwire. You can use this to detect players through walls and create epic
No, I just remove a comment if you're a moderator.
out to go into the deep dark. This is very cursed. This mob looks like a villager, but it's not. It's an NPC, and they're a lot more powerful. Normally, you just trade with villagers, but NPCs have a ton of abilities. You can change their name to anything you want, make them look like a computer, create dialogue that tells you to subscribe, or even just run commands. Their giant noses do look a bit funky. The void is far more dangerous in Java Edition.
Nachos.
Covered by invisible floors, so you won't endlessly fall. With regeneration, you can even walk along the void floor and fly out with fireworks once you're done exploring. But in Java, you'll just keep falling until you die, not even being creative mode will save you here. When you're decorating your bedroom, you'll need a dresser. However, instead of using boring chests, create a unique one with a few crafters, trapdoors, and a heavy core. You can even top it off with a pretty cheery sapling to look extra pretty. There's regular stained and tinted glass, but now there's a fourth type, hardened glass. It's a special type of glass because it's resistant to TNT. It can be as close as 2 blocks away and still survive an explosion. In survival mode, hardened glass can be mined with your fist and you'll still get the item. So, how do you make it? In a crafting table, just combine aluminium oxide or on trioxide glass and you'll get the item. The same recipe works for stained glass as well. Wolves try to kill skeletons, but will they attack a skeleton horse? When you put them all together in the same cage, the wolf will kill the skeleton first, but then just leave the horse alone. I never understood this until now. When you try them off, you probably notice its heart right next to yours. But did you know that the orange little hearts are like that to match the saddle texture? It's a small detail that is just so cool. It's no secret that powered rails aren't very fast. However, you can increase the minecart speed by placing rails in a spiral pattern like so. This sets a rate for minecart travel faster because minecarts move quicker when turning. So by adding a bunch of turns, you'll move way quicker. I think I'm getting dizzy though. Chains are a great way to hang small blocks like lanterns. They look a bit funky on bigger builds. To fix this issue, you can use grindstones as larger ones. Just alternate their direction to create these tough-looking chains. If you create a copper-only world and increase your random tick speed...
Oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah, you had 7 times now. It's...
World, you'll even see the oxidized copper spreading like a virus to normal copper. The gradient looks pretty. With just a few quartz slabs, buttons, and carpets, you can create seagulls flying in the sky. They'll fill your beaches with life. This is so cool. Using blue fireworks, you're able to create what looks like a sprinkler system for your crops. You can also create smaller sprinklers by using less firework stars. The sprinkler system is relatively simple. It's just a dispenser,
Sorry, I'm doing live right now.
the fireworks can sometimes break the armor stands, so you'll need to use a data pack to prevent this. However, the system works without armor stands as well. They just look less nice. You can even build a downward overhead sprinkler to spray water from the ceilings. These insane designs were made by Snoop Morris. I never need to craft this. Normally, if you want to get stone blocks, you'll mine underground, but it turns out you can craft it too. Diorite can be crafted with quartz and cobblestone. Andesite can be crafted with cobblestone and diorite. But what's super strange is that granite can be crafted with quartz quartz, and diorite. Neither of those ingredients are red. Before bubble columns and slime blocks were added, how did players build elevators? You'll only know this if you're a veteran. Although very difficult, elevators were primarily built out of pistons. You'd get pushed up all the way to the top by them. What's great about these elevators is that you can even press a button to go back downwards. Okay, I like this more than water columns. This is my favorite way to travel underwater. If you get a dolphin on a lead and use Death Strider boots, you'll practically be an underwater torpedo with how fast you move. The dolphin is pretty hard to catch, but it'll definitely be worth it if you're frequently exploring the oceans. This is the most illegal looking island ever. You'll find a village, shipwreck, an ocean monument, and oh yeah, a literal stronghold that's combined with the village's house. This thing belongs to the museum. Armor stands are amazing for creating custom builds. Using them, you can create this custom sling. It uses carpet for the tops and bones for the ropes. And you get Minecraft's hardest advancement with just one potion. How did we get here?
Not right now.
Requiring nearly every single potion effect at once. But using commands, you can create a potion with every effect stacked into it. In fact, the list is so long, you can't even read them all without saving the GUI scale. Just one splash of this potion, and you'll instantly complete Minecraft's hardest challenge. What happens if you shear a gem sheet? It's constantly changing colors. So, will it give you a random wall color? When you try to shear it, it ends up just giving you the one of the original sheet color before it was named gem. Have you ever wished you could tame villagers? You'd be able to have your own villager army.
Who?
Act as decoys for all incoming zombies. Sadly, Mojang didn't love the idea of villager enslavement as much as we did. I guess we have to stick to villager breeders and trading rules for now. In older versions of Minecraft, you could only craft red beds, so it didn't matter what wool color you crafted the bed with, you'll still get a red one. One upside was that you could even mix different wool colors in the same recipe, which doesn't work anymore. However, in version 1.12, different colored beds were finally introduced, and now you can craft all these kinds.
Turning a nether portal in survival mode normally takes 4 seconds. However, in 1.21, 2 new ways were introduced to go through these portals almost instantly. The first is by throwing an ender pearl, which quickly teleports you through. Though it can be a bit risky because you don't know where the pearl will land. The second way is much safer. Just ride it, go through the portal. It's still quite fast and more predictable.
There are many types of stones, like diorite, andesite, and basalt. However, oddly enough, you can't use these stones to craft tools. What's even more puzzling is that you can't make a stone pickaxe using pure stone blocks. This sword is illegal, although it just looks like a normal golden sword. If you take a look at the enchantments, you'll see they're stacked super long with a bunch of duplicates. The item is impossible to get in the latest version, but on this version, Big Limbs had a chance to spawn with these insanely powerful swords. This sugarcane is growing with lava, but how? Just plant a sugarcane normally, then push a block into the water with a piston. Now change the block for whatever you want. The lava looks pretty good. Check out this painting. This stone is amusing. The world behind it. Team hunters were able to find the exact world using the clouds and flowers seen in a clear screenshot of the world. The original creepers were nothing compared to today. When initially added, creepers didn't explode, but instead were a melee mob and tried to attack you. They were also the same color as grass blocks back then, so were a lot more difficult to spot. So camouflage right into the environment, and bam! When you go to bed, only one of your cats can bring you a gift. So having multiple cats won't get you more items. But there's actually a loophole around this. Like missing cats in boats, Minecraft can't tell there are multiple, and they end up all giving you gifts. It's the perfect setup. You can make an item whirlpool. First, break 4 blocks in the middle, and then break 7 blocks out on each side. So you get something like this. When you place water in the middle, it'll create a mini whirlpool. Just throw in items, and they'll start swirling in circles. Tridents used to be extremely overpowered. If you threw a trident,
Fine.
you get stuck there. The next player to walk nearby would get obliterated by lightning. This woodland mansion is a sight to behold at 101 blocks tall, supported by a massive cobblestone foundation. I wonder how villagers even built all that. By using a lever and some chains, you can hang a lantern from the wall. If you look directly at the sun in Bedrock Edition, the sun gets slightly larger while the sky gets slightly darker. This visual effect was added to simulate how your eyes see extremely bright things in real life. Placing a copper grate on the floor looks like a drain. You may know
I have no.
mobs like zombies and vindicators, but did you know
Ah!
to protect you as well?
What
It's all
the?
enough to protect you from baby mobs like baby zombies and pigmen. TNT launchers are
This emoji combination is cursed.
destructive. Well, you'll need the dripstone launcher. It can be built with just a few observers, pistons, and tripwire hooks. When you place the dripstone, it'll fall down and get launched by TNT into your enemies. Or if that's too complex, you can also set up a bubble beam column to hold the dripstone for you to launch. If you're stuck in the nether with just a bed, you can actually use the bed to explode and activate the
Yeah,
Everyone
definitely.
to the Elytra. But there's something even better. Riptide Tridents. Riptide Tridents, when used with an Elytra, are an incredibly powerful duo. They send you flying through the sky at high speeds, making rockets almost unnecessary. It's a great way to soar across the Minecraft world. However, it'll need to be raining for you to use a trident in the sky. Did you know foxes in Bedrock are stronger than the ones in Java? Bedrock foxes have 10 entire hearts, while Java foxes only have 5. You're too weak. Minecraft items have a secret rarity system. This is why some items are white names, while others are colored. But what do the colors mean? Common items are white, treasure
Whoops.
items are bright yellow, whilst drops are aqua, and admin items are low purple. You can make an indestructible wall. To create it, just use stairs and waterlog them with water. This will create a wall that TNT can't blow up. But if players try breaking through, you can set observers on the other side, rigged with a ton of TNT. Did you know it's impossible to breed polar bears? It's one of the few animals that can't be bred, so you can only find cubs naturally in the wild. You also can't breed dolphins, which is quite a shame because I would love a dolphin army. Everyone knows ice makes the ground slippery, and if you place carpet on top of it, it'll still be sliding. What's even more insane is that you can put entire slabs on top and you'll still slide. What is this, Mojo? With the element constructor, you can create elements out of thin air. Just select the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons to create any element. If you wanted to create nitrogen, you select 7 for each category, and you'd have 64 nitrogen items. The constructor block is overpowered because it doesn't require any items to use, so you have unlimited elements. I wonder if I can create gold. I guess the gold element is close enough. How is this lamp turned on?
Okay, it's day 37.
An item frame powering a pressure plate. You're able to place a pressure plate on top of an item frame. When you step on it, the item frame holds the pressure plate down. Carved pumpkins all look the same. In real life, we're able to carve creative designs for all of our pumpkins. That's why you should use the pumpkin variation resource pack. It introduces 31 brand new textures for carved pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns. Now you can properly decorate your spooky build with unique pumpkins. If you're trying to make a
Here it is, Alpha 1.1.2.
when you put water in roots,
And now you can crouch.
you can easily create a cobblestone generator.
Look, I can finally crouch.
Through other beacons. Using this feature, you can stack a few up and build them.
I can now finally crouch in Minecraft.
Mobs on display.
And I can fall off.
Area. Place a wall on the ground
Wait,
so the creepers
wait.
can escape. Glass blocks can be essentially.
What? How?
Be prepared.
Yeah, the glitch is broke.
Did you know that cats
Yeah, there's this random glitch.
They are cute and harmless, but within 15 blocks of baby mobs, cats are murderers. Cats will go after rabbits and baby turtles. This is why dogs are better than cats. But God, cats, I'm sorry. Hoppers are amazing for transporting.
Just look.
For a more exciting way, try using ice and bubble beams.
This is a weird version of it.
Bounce on the bubble beams all the way to the top.
Just watch.
These Minecraft icons are super cool, but how do you get them? Unused Minecraft accounts were created with mob and block skins by a Mojang.
Yeah.
The account name starts with MHF and exists for a bunch of things like eggs, skeletons, and arrows. They may look a little outdated, but they're still super useful for map makers. To get them, just type the following command and use any of the following usernames. By placing 2 honey blocks side by side, there's actually a small gap.
You can just fly.
Honey blocks, this can also
So look at that. You can fly in Minecraft.
Most beaches don't have restrooms, they have water bodies instead. In Minecraft, you can recreate this with just a few trapdoors, slabs, and a door. Make sure to decorate around it with path blocks and sandstone to separate it from the rest of the beach. What's the best wood in Minecraft? You probably think of something like oak or cherry wood, but it's not even close. The best wood is actually bamboo because it has an amazing ability. Bamboo can be completely automatically farmed with just a piston and observer, while other wood farms need to abuse TNT duping to destroy the wood and thousands of bone meal to grow this wood. This villager is stronger than most players. It's been netherite thorns armor using dispenser
There is no way.
to their head.
Fences are broken.
Trying to save bedrock won't work, and the items will just destroy fence to the fortress.
The fences are broken.
It'll get extinguished and the powdered snow will turn into water. However, if a burning skeleton is placed into the cauldron, not only will the powdered snow turn into water, but the water will also quickly evaporate. This happens because the sun continuously reignites the skeleton, rapidly depleting the water as it extinguishes the fire repeatedly. If you want a ton of loot, you'll love this scene. 10 blacksmiths spawn all in the same village, which is actually the world record. The villagers will probably put you on a hit list for robbing them all though. Changing game modes in Java Edition requires you to type out the full mode name, but Bedrock Edition simplifies this with abbreviations like S for survival,
Damn it.
for creative, which is especially handy on mobile devices. When you meet an Enderman, you're probably used to its purple eyes and black smoke that it emits, but the Enderman actually used to have green eyes. Torches don't work well underwater, but a way prettier alternative is using lanterns under lily pads. It's a great way to light up your rivers, and if you're feeling rich, you can even try using soul lanterns, which make the lake seem magical. Wolves can't teleport to you if there is no safe space to teleport to, but if you are completely surrounded in glass blocks, the wolf has a superpower and can teleport straight into it because it's a transparent block. That looks painful. Check this out. A minecart chest spawned directly inside a monster spawner. This rare setup occurred because a dungeon generated right into a mineshaft, placing the spawner directly on top of the minecart chest. The chances of a dungeon having this is roughly 1 in 4.8 million, as calculated by this Reddit user. You can turn pillagers into peaceful mobs by taking enough shots from a pillager. Its crossbow will eventually break, helpless without their crossbows, and once fearsome pillagers turn into peaceful wanderers. I guess we're friends now. Psych, this is revenge! Check out this tight gap. Trying to go through my boat won't work in Java, but if you switch to Bedrock, you'll be able to... If you wanted to fly long distances but didn't have fireworks, you'll want to know this. You can combine slow-falling potions with an elytra for insanely long flights. Although slower than fireworks, it is very efficient compared to it. This allows you to travel extreme distances with only one glide. Lava in the Nether actually flows further than in the overworld, but that's not the only way it's different. It actually flows out faster too.
Great.
What do you think is faster? Water in the overworld or lava in the Nether? I tested it and it turns out the water is clearly faster. Minecraft beaches are pretty barren. There's nothing but sand. However, you can add some various buttons to small shells across the beach. Armor stands with helmets can also be buried as rocks. Or for something more realistic, invisible item frames can be used to plant Nautilus seashells across the beach. I love it! Grass looks terrible in desert biomes, but with the help of moss blocks, we can create fake grass so you can still have bright green lawns. With just a few trapdoors and carpets on top, we can create a pool floaty. We could even extend it an extra
Wait,
and add some
it's
like
18. It's 2 hours and 18 minutes, not 2 hours and 8 minutes.
fence block.
It's 2 hours and 18 minutes,
Power goes through. However, there's a
which is still a long time.
that you can actually fit right through the small gap. You can even fit underneath the azalea bush. Ruined portals are naturally found across your world. But did you know that a completely functional portal can spawn too? On this seed, a ruined portal spawned inside of a woodland mansion, causing fire to spread and light the portal. But if you want to live on the ocean, a great option is building a realistic sailboat. Although it won't sail, it'll be a cool base where most mobs can't swim to you. This seed is truly special. It generated a glitched end portal, with only a part activated due to its placement on a chunk border. This unusual occurrence tricks the game into activating just 1/3 of the portal. This is the most beautiful cherry blossom biome. It's surrounded by snowy mountain ranges and even has a village in the center. On the side of the mountain,
See you later.
portal, and below it all is a mine shaft. It's the perfect seed to live in. In beta Minecraft, Enderman used to drop diamonds instead of pearls. I wonder how they got those. This special TNT works underwater. Just combine sodium and TNT in a crafting bench and you'll get underwater TNT. If you place multiple underwater, they'll even chain together, creating massive sea explosions. Did you know diamonds and turtle eggs have something in common? If you check out the outline of both the items, you'll see they have the same exact shape. If you're not a huge fan of swimming, you can build a swan paddle boat. It's a pretty simple design and fits perfectly in the water. Unfortunately, you won't have any luck getting it to move. Skeletons are bone masters. That's what happens if you give them a crossbow. You'd expect them to draw them back just like pillagers, but unfortunately, they're not smart enough and just try to whack you with it. Ouch! For flying in Java Edition, once you stop pressing forward, your momentum will carry you a bit further. However, in Bedrock, can the world border stop the end portal? Let's first try what border is in the portal. Let's test it. Looks like the end portal is stronger than the world border. Do you see where I hid my diamonds? It's actually underneath this cake. You can make it by placing a few snow layers, dropping a minecart chest inside, and squishing a composter down on top. To hide the chest, just place a cake on top. When you go to store your diamonds, make sure you have another cake to replace the eaten one, or your hidden stash won't be so hidden. This world is unlike any other, featuring end pillars in the overworld, expansive grassy plains, towering mountains, and vast oceans. Endermen are the only mobs that naturally spawn here. To create this unique environment, customize your world settings to a single biome world and select the end as the biome. Minecraft stairs really don't make any sense. Somehow crafting 6 oak blocks turns into 4 stair blocks, even though each stair block is actually 3/4 the size of a full block. So what's Steve doing with all that extra wood? This is a disappearing island. For some reason, shulker boxes don't render unless you get close to them. Knowing this, you can build entire sky islands out of shulker boxes that only appear as you get close to it. The island will be invisible to everyone except those who know where it is. If a zombie's head stays underwater for 30 seconds, it turns into a drown. But what if you give it a water-breathing potion? Will that stop the transformation? After waiting, the zombie still converts into a drown, so water-breathing doesn't save them. I've always wanted to live in a tree house. To make one, simply use 4 jungle saplings to create a huge tree and build a ladder going all the way to the top. For the entrance, make sure to have a few trapdoors so mobs can't follow you up. When walking over amethyst, a pretty sound gets played. It happens with each step. So if you give yourself speed and went over it, you'll hear more jingles. And by giving yourself a speed strength of 255, you'll zoom over the amethyst crystals and play an entire musical. Okay, this doesn't sound good. There's an immediate way to travel through block gaps without falling. If you ride in a pig, you're actually able to go right through it. However, you'll end up suffocating while doing so. It's a strange feature of a pig can just force you along with it. This is a gravity block duper. It worked on older versions of Bedrock Edition. If you send blocks like sand or gravel through it, it'll convert to any random item. So if you leave it on for a while, you'll eventually get items like the border block, fire block, bedrock, jigsaw, light block, all from survival mode. There's a way to have looting bows in survival. It's impossible to put looting on your bow normally, but if you hold a looting sword in your main hand and bow in offhand, the looting effect will apply. What's crazier is that the looting glitch also works for snowballs, so you can get extra blaze rods in the nether. Instead of huge 1-block gap rivers, try using waterlogged stairs. They offer a much tighter footprint and are a lot better for smaller water streams. You can't place water in the nether, right? Well, not exactly. It's actually a secret way to place water. And no, I'm not talking about a cauldron. In this 1.17 snapshot, placing lichen and lava for some reason formed water. You can then flood the nether and even grow crops. Before heading to the end, most people bring 12 Eyes of Ender to activate the portal. However, each portal block has a 10% chance of being pre-filled, which means there's a 1 in 1 trillion chance for a portal to be fully activated from the start. Like with this scene, while getting your boat crashed on the shore is somewhat understandable, this is inexcusable. There's this shipwreck somehow crashed on the side of a massive cliff. It's floating over 30 blocks above the sea. How does this even happen? When placed on its side, a warped stem looks like the same texture as a warped hyphae. However, when you look on a map, you'll see that they show up as different colors. Using this feature, you can create hidden messages that can only be seen using a map. Oxidized trapdoors are perfect for creating pipes and vent systems. An easy way to build these is using full blocks as the structure and then placing the trapdoors around it. Once the trapdoors are all placed, just break the blocks in the middle to get your seamless pipe system. I love crawling through these. If you store a bunch of netherite in a shulker box and throw it into lava, the shulker box will be destroyed. But all the items will float back up to the surface. But for some reason, if you throw it at a cactus, the items just get destroyed. Why netherite? When you craft using debug sticks, you can make a simple ladder with just 7 sticks. However, if you try doing so with debug sticks, it actually doesn't work. The reason why is simple. Although the debug stick looks like an enchanted stick, it's not. It just shares the same texture, but it has its entirely separate item ID. In Capcom, you try to toss a ball into cups. To recreate this in Minecraft, you see pickles as the cups and ladders to indicate each side. Too bad you can't actually play using the mode. You can climb up to 4 blocks and pointed dripstone blocks. This is an ultra-efficient staircase, like placing a couple of floor and a common top. There's a water lily. Fish tanks are normally pretty big, but if you want a smaller one, just drop a minecart on some waterlogged sea pickles, and any fish inside will stay hydrated. It takes up way less space, and in my opinion, looks much more unique. For a more detailed sandcastle, build the outer walls 3 blocks long, and place trapdoors on either side as the castle doors. Add flower pots on top of each corner as a lookout point. In the middle, you can add a castle flag to show ownership. Fire burns wood, but not this one. Most blocks are made out of wood and redstone, and it can catch on fire from lava, but never burn away. Never wanted working players? Well, just to spend turns an armor stand into a fence gate, place a hay bale on top, and then fill the armor stand with gear. It'll look like the player is working on his farm by using a composter, using a fireplace, and filling it up to the brim. It'll look like a pot full of tasty stew. When you look into an Enderman's eyes, it'll become enraged and charge at you. But what if you're looking through glass? The Enderman won't react. Mobs can't see through glass and treat it like any other big bug. This also works with trapdoors, fences, and even tall grass. However, if you look through water or lava, the Enderman will notice and get angry. I have no idea how to see through lava. This is a quintuple pig spawner. It's one of the rarest glitches to ever occur. It happens on this seed on version 1.16. Printing is broken in Bedrock Edition. If you go into third person, you'll see that you have stiff legs with sprint jumping. It looks pretty odd, but I prefer the Java running animation a lot more. When you die, any items with the curse of vanishing will be deleted. This may sound pretty terrible at first, but it can actually be strategically useful. If you don't want your enemies to get your items after killing you, just apply curse of vanishing to your important gear, and you won't have to worry about it being stolen. My inventory is completely full of cakes. This is because in Java, cakes can only be in stacks of 1. However, if we switch over to Bedrock, cakes can actually stack up to 64. Okay, let's look at versions now. Bedrock Edition even had 2 secret mobs that didn't exist in Java. The first was a giant rabbit, which could be summoned using commands. This rabbit was over a whole block tall, making it look quite goofy when next to normal rabbits. The second secret mob appeared when you summoned a tamed wolf. When you died it, the entire wolf would change colors instead of just the color. If you place a campfire underneath a loop, it'll look like smoke is coming from a vent. You may know that water can hydrate crops up to 4 blocks away, but did you know it can work through air? That's right. It doesn't matter what blocks are between the farmland and water, it'll still hydrate. With the 1.18 caves and cliffs update, these huge mountains are generated with caves underneath. You can hang a sphere house using grindstones as giant chains. It will be a bit difficult to enter, but you can build a small entrance to drop down at the top. The hanging house is way too cool to not build. On Bedrock Edition, when you place string on top of walls, it'll slightly raise them. But if you try
Oh, you're back. I'm Cypher.
you'll get a bunch of mini
I am just hold it until it goes day, which is day 38.
This doesn't make any sense. Placing a block next to a cactus will destroy it, allowing for some crazy automatic cactus farms. But something pretty cool is that there is actually a way to place a full block next to a cactus. Just stack up a bunch of snow layers and the cactus will be perfectly fine. Or you can even place powdered snow next to it. Getting different types of wood can be very time consuming because if you need a lot, you have to set up a farm for each tree. This is why some players wanted dyeable or paintable wood. This would let you just paint over different woods to create beautiful builds. However, using a paintbrush in Minecraft isn't very Minecrafty and will decrease the amount of exploring players do to find new woods. If you summon a skeleton riding a turtle, the skeleton constantly tries to shoot the turtle and misses. It's definitely not a feature Mojang intended. Enderman can't be shot with snowballs, eggs, or arrows. But if you use a tipped arrow on the Enderman, although the arrow would miss, the Enderman still gets the effect. If you turn on subtitles, you can see what sounds are playing around you. This can be really useful when trying to find lava pools underground. But something cursed also happens when you spawn a guardian. Who decided to call a sound a moan? If you're on biome, try hanging some blue glass panes from the roof to look like
I'll do it as a Labrador.
throwing an ender pearl and then lowering your render distance, you'll freeze the pearl in an unloaded chunk. You can then do whatever you have to, and once you're ready to teleport, raise your render distance, which will load the pearl in, and you'll teleport. This is called pearl hanging, and pro speedrunners use it to travel across the world super quickly. Something even crazier was this OP crafting recipe from version 1.
Oh yeah, he's now hotter. He's now okay. Since these two emojis, when trying to combine, he's going to sweat even more.
Custom models modify specific body features and even use skins with animated textures like a puzzle base. However, while this is all cool in Java, you don't have to pay to customize your skin. That makes it better. But redstone contraption is rare. In Java, when redstone components come in contact with water, they break. But in Bedrock, certain redstone components like repeaters, tripwires, levers, and buttons actually function underwater. You're able to make some fully underwater redstone circuits without worrying about things breaking down. Gas fireballs deal the most damage in the game. When you hit a fireball, the gas will deal 500 hours of damage to it. This is because Mojang wanted the gas to instantly die if the player successfully rounded the fireball. Never wanted
10 minutes left.
Striders first added, you could fishing rod it into the air, and when you got on, the strider would stay in the sky, and you could waddle above your world. If you're using a ton of rails to go up and down your mines,
Oh yeah, I said cipher.
It also costs a lot of iron. Instead, you should use water bubble beams. Minecarts are actually able to
You're back.
so it's a no-brainer to use these as they're a lot more efficient. The cartography table has the same texture as dark oak plants, so by mixing it into a table like so, it'll look like the table has 4 items scattered on top. If a shulker hits you into the air, here's the safest way to get you down. Now, you could try water bucket clutching, but if you have a slow reaction time, you'll likely die. Instead, just eat a chorus fruit and you'll be brought back to the ground. Did you see the mushroom island? Yeah. But if you press F3, you can clearly see that this is a mushroom field biome. So this right here is the smallest mushroom island possible since it's made of 0 blocks. If you switch to Bedrock Edition, you can even see the mushroom-colored water, but no island. If you're hungry at the beach, you'll likely find a hot dog stand. They're quite easy to build using just iron and concrete blocks. Add ketchup and mustard bottles and red and yellow candles. You can also replace one of the iron blocks with a white shulker box to store food. Minecraft dogs are super weak, so this developer decided to give them a slight buff with a data pack. Just throw an enchanted golden apple to supercharge your dog, and it'll slice through all your enemies. Just a slight buff, nothing too overpowering. Look at this llama! It's wearing a bandit's mask! Or check out this other llama with an Enderman design on its back. When you tame a llama, you're able to equip it with a carpet, and each of the different colors has a unique design. With how special these llamas all look, I just wish we could do the same. Minecraft waterfalls are lit.
Okay, now that's better.
Huge splashes. To emulate that in Minecraft, you can place campfires underneath the bottom of waterfalls to look like this. While not perfect, it's a nice touch from afar. Teddy bridging is one of the hardest bridging methods. It involves sprinting, jumping into the air, and then quickly turning around to place blocks behind you as you move forward. However, what's even harder is doing this on a horse. Pro player Teddy Nato was able to achieve this, and I can't imagine how long it took to master. The higher you fall from, the more damage the base will do. But what happens if you have the slow falling effect while using the base? Slow falling effect will actually reduce the amount of damage done, because the final damage depends on the player's falling speed. In Java Edition, the Impaling Enchantment deals extra damage to impressive mobs like Guardians and Squids. However, in the Bedrock Edition, it's a lot more powerful. The Impaling Enchantment does extra damage to all mobs that are touching water, not just aquatic mobs. So you can just place down a water bucket and deal tons of damage to all the mobs. It's overpowered! It's impossible to put both infinity and mending on a bow because the developers thought it'd be too overpowered. However, from versions 1.9 to 1.11, it was actually still possible. So if you applied mending on your bow at this time, you'd have an illegal bow. Minecraft doesn't have seasons, but that doesn't mean we can't fake them. When it turns autumn, we can exchange leaves out with copper grates to show the leaves changing colors. A custom autumn tree can also be made with birch logs and grates. What's the most poisonous food in Minecraft? The raw chicken comes in 4th place with only a 30% chance of causing hunger. The poisonous potato comes in 3rd place with a 60% chance. The rotten flesh has understandably an 80% chance. And the most poisonous food in Minecraft is cuttlefish, which will give you poison 100% of the time. Minecraft boats are lame, so let's instead create a realistic one using some sweet block banners and a lantern. You can finish it off by adding a boat inside so you can actually. When ender ships were first added, you could find a handwritten book written by one of the developers, Serge. The book said, "We will have something else here soon," which is true, since the Elytra replaced it in the following updates. Most crops have a limit to how much they can grow, but not twisting vines. They can be bone mealed all the way into the world height limit, and are a great way to quickly climb upwards if you're in the middle of nowhere. What's the best way to fill this hole with water? Instead of placing water block by block, try this faster method. Place ice columns around the sides of the walls, then mine columns downwards, and the water will spread evenly across your pool. You may know that pillagers can break their bows after using it enough times, and normally you'll use a shield to just tank all the heads. But this method is bad because you have to hold down your shield continuously for several minutes. A much easier method is just putting the pillager in a boat and getting him with it. This will cause the pillager to fire arrows while missing you, and after just sitting with your pillager for a while, you'll have a brand new peaceful pillager. Desert temples are nice, but there used to be ginormous pyramids. These were made completely out of bricks and was 64 blocks long and wide. Well, tons of people thought it was a bug that was actually added on purpose. Bricks used to be impossible to craft, so these brick pyramids were a gold mine. What's weird though is that there were no rooms inside, and the layer of dirt and stone extends all the way below it. A super fancy decoration is a tombstone. By using some stone bricks and stairs, you can create the outline of the tomb. Use lecterns on the inside to create what looks like a
I'll do
casket.
something.
If you want the tombstone to look extra realistic,
I'll improve it.
blocks with mossy and cracked bricks. Most people think the only way way to extinguish a campfire is with a water bucket, but there are two other awesome ways. You can actually do so by throwing a splash water bottle on it or just using a handy shovel. Here's how to break a fishing rod almost instantly. Just use an auto clicker with a fishing rod and a mop, and it'll cause the durability to melt down super quickly. You're able to shred through multiple fishing rods with this method. I'm not sure why you'd want to do this, but the option is here. There's a way to make your fishing rods unbreakable. All you have to do is cast your line normally, and once the fish starts coming in, just swap to a normal fishing rod. This way you can get faster fishing rates without losing any durability on your enchanted rod. You have to be very patient to notice this. The prismarine block may seem like a boring old texture, but it's actually animated. The cracks in prismarine slowly cycle in color through blue, green, and purple. The full animation for this takes an entire 5 minutes and 30 seconds. The animation is much more noticeable when you speed up the footage. When you spawn with this seed, you'll find yourself on top of a mangrove tree with a desert village unusually located right next to you. Remarkably, this village is generated in the middle of a vast mangrove swamp. What's the best way to get sand? You can mine for hours with a shovel, or you can do this instead. The sand duper uses the end portal and falling sand to get 72,000 sand per hour. It can also do concrete powder as well as gravel. I never mind again. All beaches need seagulls. To build one, use fence gates for the legs and quartz for the body. Next, add some glass, slabs, and buttons for the finishing details. They look amazing perched in the sand. If you played Minecraft for a while, you might recognize this classic scene, a grassy hill with trees by the water. It's the iconic view from the famous pack.png image. What's crazy is that the exact seed was found after months of hunting it down. There are two crops that can grow in the dark. Normally, shutting the lights off won't let crops grow. However, both sugarcane and mushroom can grow in pitch black. Minecraft almost had more. Back in 2014, Dinnerbo created something called the Ultimate Land. This would include the entire game's story and would involve the dragon egg and endermites. But when he tweeted about it, he mentioned he hasn't discussed it with the team yet, so it probably got rejected. This is a shulker chest. It's made in 100% survival in the Bedrock edition. To create it, simply push a shulker into a chest using a piston. This setup allows you to access all your items while providing a decorative touch. Plus, it's quite secure. The shulker can't fire bullets while it's contained inside the chest. You can ride boats down high cliffs and take no fall damage. But there are two amazing tricks you can do with boats. While the boat is falling, if you quickly leave it re-enter constantly, the boat will fall down slowly. But there's another trick. If you quickly light the boat on fire and then ride it down, the boat will glide slower.
Now I have 3 stacks of it.
Boats are the best. These ocean monuments generated right on the surface. When you load these chunks, you'll see that drown spawn here and instantly die due to being out of water. These structures are basically land monuments, and I kind of wish these generated.
I got 3 wheat. Yay! No. Why they are turning into dirt?
Used to look like this. Villages used to generate with gravel roads instead of dirt paths and had these ugly box houses. They look like they were built by Canman. Everyone knows water and lava creates cobblestone, but something strange happens here. The lava is just running into a wall, and somehow cobblestone is forming. This is because cobblestone can strangely generate even when the lava touches the backside of a waterlogged stair. Minecarts can't move if you place a block like this, but if you place the block directly onto the rail like this, then the minecart will pass through the block. Fireworks are great, but there's now an exciting alternative: sparklers. These flashy items look like lightsabers, and once you light them, a bunch of glow particles will come out. You can see how long the sparkler has left by its durability, but if you enter water with a lit sparkler, it's destroyed immediately. So stay dry. There are 5 different color variants, and you can craft them with a stick, magnesium, and any of these chlorides. You think you can open this chest? In Java, you're able to open chests with half slabs on top perfectly fine. However, for some reason, you can't open them in Bedrock. Campfires are commonly used to cook food, but they can also be used as a hidden switch. By placing an observed campfire, you can create a system that detects when the campfire is turned on or off. This setup can be used to control hidden doors, allowing them to open when you extinguish the campfire. How much space do you need to walk on a block? Let's test it out using a shulker, since it can be positioned between pixels. With just 1 pixel of space, you can walk through easily. Cut it down to half a pixel, and somehow you can still squeeze by. But what happens to 1/10,000th of a pixel? Amazingly, you'll still be able to move through. Finally, at the absolute limit, 1/10,000,000th of a block, you can just barely edge through. Push it any smaller though, and you won't fit. How do you type emojis in Minecraft? It's simpler than most people think. On Windows, press the Windows and period key to open the emoji tab.
Okay,
Mac, press the
this is the end of it. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see ya later.
wood underwater will look so